Hi, I'm Jan Doyle, and welcome to Wyse Talk. I'm really excited about today's guest. His name is Charlie Doane, and we're going to be talking about aerial photography. We'll be right back. Hi, Charlie. I'm so glad that you're here on today's show.
Well, thanks for having me.
So I met you a couple of weeks, about a month or two ago now, at ABACA, Branford Cultural Arts Association, and you were the hit of the show because you had a drone. And I'm just going to show the public what the poster was we had then about that event, and everyone was really excited to see you. The whole thing was about photography, but the drone was a huge hit. Now, let me just ask you real quick while that's running, how did you get involved in drone photography?
Well, I was flying model aircraft for many years and was getting a little bored with that, and I wanted something to do with the photography end of it, and it was a good fit for me. And I just wanted to have a different dimension of doing the regular photography, and so I figured I'd try a drone and aerial photography and see how it would work, and I liked it. It brought a different dimension to.
Yeah, I can see that from just some of the work I've seen that you've done. Let me ask you this: for people who don't know, what is a drone?
A drone is, well, basically it's an aircraft that, for hobbyists, it's a radio-controlled aircraft, and you fly it around to have to do aerial videos or photography, or you can use it in the private sector or commercially to look at roofs. There's so many uses for these type of drones.
So there's a lot of practical uses for it.
Absolutely.
But we're not interested in practical here.
Exactly.
Not at all. We're
This
into fun.
Right.
Yeah, we
exactly.
want
So
fun
this
with
is,
it.
Exactly.
So you said it's radio controlled. Like, do you have that device with you to show me what that is?
Yes, I do. This is the radio.
So this is okay. So I couldn't get like AM FM stations on this. No. So this
No.
is the radio controlled
Yeah.
device. Okay. And what does that do exactly?
There's two antennas that will communicate to the drone itself.
Uh-huh.
And it's actually, there's telemetry coming back into the radio that you'll have an iPad here, which will show the live video from the camera that's mounted.
Oh, now that's really interesting. You put your iPad here, and so you can see what the drone is seeing.
Exactly.
So there's something connected. Is there an app for that?
Oh, yes. This is a DJI drone, and DJI has its own app for the iPhone or Android. So if you have an Android device or an Apple device, it will be compatible with the DJI.
I'm just going to turn
radio.
this around, let the audience see that there's a natural little spot here for your Apple or your phone to go. And I don't think I was so interested in seeing the drone in action at the BACA event. I never went and looked at the mechanics of what you were doing.
Sure.
And I was just don't know why I didn't do that. So I'm noticing when we talked earlier, there was a different drone you had to show me. And that drone had a lot of pretty lights on it, and it reminded me of Christmas. But what happened to that drone, Charlie?
Well, that was my newest addition to my drone family. I have a total of 3 drones.
You have a family of drones.
Yeah, and unfortunately, when I received the drone, it had some issues, and it had to go back for repair.
The new one?
The new one. So it had to go to California for repair, and it's actually on the way back. It should be back any day now.
How did you know it had issues? Because I don't think I would know enough to know it had issues.
Well, on the second flight, in fact, I brought it to the beach. I went up, and basically it lost communication to the radio, and it went in.
Into the water? Or the
No,
beach?
onto the beach. So basically, the damage was minimal, and it wasn't a large deal as far as the damage, but it was more of a safety concern now. So they replaced the receiver in the drone, and they're shipping it back. But I'm a little leery of, flying it from this point on, just to be,
Let me just
for
ask
safety
you,
concerns.
how did you know, how does a drone know where to go? Or someone told me about, there's a phrase, return to home.
Yeah.
Were those operating on that drone or not?
Well, that's exactly right. What happens is if the radio loses communication to the drone will activate its go home feature.
It has a go home feature.
Exactly.
You know what?
So through GPS.
I just have to tell you, it's nothing, that's what a husband needs. Really, the wife should be able to have something at home, say, go home, honey, I think so.
Well, I think that's a little intrusive.
Oh, no. Okay, we'll go back to the drones. All right, go ahead.
So basically, it will keep track of where the drone is at all times, and if for whatever reason you do lose a communication link between the radio and the drone, it will start to, the Go Home feature program will kick in, and it will automatically fly back to where you took off and safely land the drone where you took off from.
Now, did that happen in this instance or
No,
not?
and this is
didn't.
what concerns me, because it was actually flying out of control. And I wrote a letter to the manufacturer of that drone, and they said they saw a problem, and they analyzed the telemetry and other diagnostics within the drone, and they didn't necessarily said or indicated that there was saw any issues, but they did change the receiver, which.
I'm just wondering, was it your drone, or do you think this is more like a problem with all the drones?
Well, funny thing you said, a good friend of mine, I brought this to the field, and he saw it, he loved it, and he ordered one. And the second flight, like me, the exact same thing happened to his.
This is a problem with the drones.
Yeah, so, well, again, we both shipped them back to the manufacturer. They're on their way back, and it's to be seen exactly what was done. And before I bring it anywhere out where near the public, I'm going to a safe field. Safety is paramount. When you fly these things, they always got to be in control. They can be dangerous. They can hurt people. So when you fly them, be very, very careful.
I will talk more about the specifics of the drone, but I'd like to go to one of your clips. We have some clips of some of your work.
Okay.
And so we'll go to the first clip, and I believe, actually, I don't remember. I think it's going to be the town green that we're going to be looking at. So that's going to be coming up on the monitor. And when it comes up, if you could just tell us what we're seeing. Oh, it is the Branford town green.
Right.
So where is the drone now? You're taking off?
Yeah, taking off, pointing at the church. It's at sunrise. Very little wind, as you can see from the flag waving.
Now, I just want to interrupt you. I'm noticing how high it's going. Is that unusual?
No, that's probably 180 feet, 170 feet. My telemetry on my screen will tell me my exact altitude, and I can tell at all times how high I am.
What is the maximum height for a drone?
400 feet.
400 feet.
Yeah, that's regulated by the FAA.
Oh, so you have no control over that.
They do have hooks in the software to limit your altitude.
Oh, really?
To 400 feet. There are overrides, but I would not recommend it because that's the FAA.
You don't want to mess with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, where are we now?
We're just flying over the green. We're going to the other church. We went over the town hall, and we'll pan down. I don't know if I got the statue that's near that church in this shot. Honestly, I can't remember.
Now, the interesting thing to me is this is a very common scene for all of us who live in Branford. But when you start looking at it from a different viewpoint or a different angle, it's so incredibly interesting.
It does give you a different perspective.
A different perspective, yes.
And it makes it interesting because, a lot of times you do not see that type of view of a site that you see almost every day.
Yes. Now, I know that you love sunrises and sunsets.
Yeah, that's-
I think you're a sunrise. There's a song, Sunrise, Sunset. Is this the child I carry? You know? So you're the man for that, but you always are out there taking sunrises and sunsets.
Yes, I do. I mean, I'm out there every morning and every sunset, basically.
Yeah,
Anytime
I know
I
that.
can get out there, I'm out, taking those type of pictures. Most of the time, it's just with a static camera. Occasionally, I break out the drone.
I see. And where do you have a favorite spot to fly the drone?
Basically, along the beach. And again, as far as flying a drone, I try to fly away from people for safety reason. I don't want to be intrusive to invading anyone's privacy or have them feeling that this is an invasion of their privacy. So I do fly away from people. I fly over water. But unfortunately, if it goes in, that would be the end of the drone. But thank God I haven't had that problem yet.
Yes, we have another clip that's ready to be shown. And so, if we could do the same thing where you moderate what is going on in the particular picture. Now, where you were Sunrise at Linden Shore, that's also in Branford.
Right.
Now, what made you go out here to take this picture?
Again, this is a sunrise. And I wanted to get over the water and catch the sun coming up, and it's just a beautiful scene out there. And now I'm just going up the coastline.
The thought that I had that you mentioned that you don't want to be intrusive on people's privacy, quite honestly, when I look at this, I don't think you really see. I think it's hard to even find a person. I think there is a person in there, but you're not going to be in on their privacy.
Well, that's right. Yeah, I mean, it's a very wide-angle lens we use. So in order to see any particular detail of a person, you would have to be very, very close to that person.
Yes.
So from this altitude, basically you cannot see that much detail as far as even recognizing a person would be difficult.
Yes, I was with you when we looked at something, and I'm thinking, I barely recognized it was a person.
Yeah.
I mean, much less any detail. Now, this is really cool when you were going out to the islands, because, off the coast, that's really, really... Did you ever do the Thimble Islands?
That's going to be in my future project. I will do the Thimble Islands. I've seen actually some recent video of someone advertising Rogers Island. I don't know if you saw that. It was definitely a drone video and very well done. So they are doing it for advertising, real estate. So
yeah, well, those islands I'm on the. I want to buy a house for been 100 years, but there's a few of those islands that they're going for like 8.5 million. Or 12 million, and so they're going to have the best shots to show them off.
Oh,
It's
sure.
a little bit out of my price range. I don't know if you knew that.
No.
12 million.
No.
But okay, so I just wanted to ask you a little bit more about the specifics of the camera while the director is getting the next clip ready. So when we were sitting here and I was talking, I was kind of surprised as this is the camera right here, and I was surprised at how small it was.
well, it's a good thing. It's very lightweight and it's very small. And the reason being is that the battery life, everything works better if it's not a lot of weight. For this size drone and for the battery that we have in this drone, the payload, the lighter you are, the more flight time you can have off of the drone. Right now with this battery, you're getting about 15, 20 minutes flight time.
Where is the battery?
The battery is right here.
Okay, I'm going to just turn this around. So the battery is in this compartment here?
Right, and when you're flying it, you'll see these LEDs in the back here.
Yes, I see them. I've seen it later now.
And that will tell you the status of your battery and how charged, how much time you have left. So right now it's approximately 3/4 charged on this battery.
Now, is that also being directed back to you on your cell phone?
Oh yes, I have on my display, I have the battery status, the voltage, and it will tell me how much time I have left.
And I have to be honest with you, I don't think 15 minutes is very much time.
You'll be surprised. 15 minutes is when you're flying. It's plenty of time.
It is.
I mean, really, it's like I usually go up and get my footage probably within 10 minutes. I mean, 10 minutes of flying time goes by fairly quickly, because one of the things you have to keep one of the rules, the FAA rules, it's the line of sight. So you cannot go further than you can actually see the drone.
Oh, that's interesting. Now another video is coming up. Could you tell us what this is, please?
Yeah, that's a hill school off of.
That was the Hill, Branford Hill School.
Yes. It's been totally demolished.
Totally demolished. Did you get it when it was being demolished or not?
Well, this is it.
This is it?
Yeah, they are actually tearing down the building. I have 2 or 3 videos in different stages of the demolition. This is the first of the series of the demolition videos that I made. And I have 2 others, but I just brought this one today with me. It shows, I live very close to the area, so it's...
You might not want to let people know where you live. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, Or you might. It's up to you. But...
Well, I'm a Branford resident.
Yeah, you're a Branford resident. Good.
And the old Lions Park is coming into view, and the old hospice.
The old hospice. What is that hospice now?
I think it's a sanctuary for nuns.
Yes, it is. It is. And there's St. Elizabeth's
Church?
Oh,
that
looks
exactly
beautiful.
Right.
Yes.
St. Elizabeth. Now I'm just doing a walkthrough.
That's the park, isn't it?
Yes,
right?
It is. So
it's a cute little park.
Yes. I'm not sure what the state of the park is, if they're going to keep it up or close it down eventually, but it used to have a sign out there for lions, but I'm not sure exactly what the status of the park is.
I have seen people walk through there, probably the nuns, and I've gone through a couple of times, but not in the recent. But obviously you have. It's a lovely little park. It's a little. It's a little oasis.
It is. It's a great place if you want to get in the shade in the summer, and it's just a quick walk for me to get down there and meditate and chill.
So now, you're flying your drone now, and I'm so correct?
Yes, I am.
And I'm so surprised you're not always. Oh, I love the image of the drone, the shadow. Yeah. So you don't always feel you have to be really high, but you like varying the altitude.
Yeah, well, that's right. I like to show a lot of detail on my video, and I'd like to get low footage to show that.
That is interesting.
To get altitude, and the altitude is normally stuff that you wouldn't normally see. So now I can see the light streaming through the trees here. I think that was kind of a neat effect of the sun coming through, and it's a beautiful park. I enjoy walking down.
It's small. It's small. It's not used by very many people.
No.
And I agree with you. It is a beautiful park. Now going back to this. Now this is a drone, just for the audience to know. He has offered to let me buy. It's a good thing I didn't buy it because you needed it, because your other drone's in repair. Right. And I really, really, really want a drone, Charlie. I really do. But right now, I'm so busy in some of the other projects I'm doing that I'm afraid I wouldn't give it justice with time. But what is the learning curve for something like this?
Well, to get it up in the air and learn the basics, it's fairly simple. It's very stable. To do some of the other type of photography that you want to do, it takes a little bit of training. But as far as just to get up there and fly and take some snapshots, it really doesn't take much effort. Within a day, you'll be flying no problem.
Okay, don't sell this to anybody else, because I'm thinking, I'm thinking, you know what I mean? I'm thinking. All right, our next video is ready. The clip is ready. So where are we back? We're down. It looks like Branford Point.
Yes, we're flying off of Branford Point. We're overlooking I believe that's the Branford Yacht Club.
And this is sunrise again.
This is the sunrise. Yes.
So you do your best work at sunrise.
Yes,
yes,
I do love the light. That is my most favorite time. The reason being is there's so few people around, and when I fly or do my photography, I I like to focus and just sort of chill. And it's to me, it's almost a spiritual thing.
Well, it is spiritual, and a lot of photographers like to be alone when they do their, because you can concentrate as opposed
it's
to.
focus. There's a very quiet time. To me, it's my time. It's a kind of a special thing that I really like that time. You know, there's times I like to be with people and socialize, but during sunrise, I really take my coffee. I figure out what I'm going to shoot, and
Well, I know exactly what you're saying because I'm in a camera club and I really enjoy doing things with them. But I got very itchy this afternoon and I needed to leave the house. And I go out, I take my camera, and I go look for pictures. And it sort of like heals me of all the angst that I was feeling. And it just does. And I took.
it's amazing.
It's amazing. And the pictures I took, they're really nothing you want to write home about. But I understand what you're saying about this. I'm not exactly sure. Have you been counting how many pictures, my director just told me we have one more video. I have to ask you a question about this. Do you need a license to shoot the drone?
It has to be registered with, well, the drone, you as a person need to be registered with the FAA. The reason being is now that it went into law that you need this registration to hold accountability if there's any issues, to know that you understand that the no-fly zones and the restricted areas. And,
Is there a cost involved in this?
it's $5.
$5.
Yeah, $5.
I can afford $5. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. We have one more clip, and I'd like that to come up in a half a second. So do I have to take it? Oh, here we're down at, where are we here?
All right, this is Branford River.
Oh yes.
And I'm heading, actually, that's downriver, and just making the bend and coming up to, I think this clip I go all the way up to Wyse Bridge, I think this is the clip where I go up that far.
Now, do you have a visual on the drone this entire way? When I say a visual, you can see the drone when it's flying?
Oh, you have to.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah, and at all times you must have a visual point of view of the drone.
Where were you, Charlie, on this?
Well, you know where Mill River and Branford River intersect?
Yes.
There's a little bridge.
Yes.
So that's where I stand, and I fly off that little bridge and put it on the river, and I just I have about 3 or 4 videos of that same shot. They're going out at different lengths. And, I really like the reflection you get from the water in the boats. I do, in fact, you can see the 2 churches on the Branford Green.
Yes, I do
off
see
in the
them.
distance.
Yes. What I'm noticing about this particular image, I just find it very relaxing, very soothing, just looking at this. It's almost kind of like some people like to have fish and they just sort of watch the fish, and it's very soothing. And I'm thinking if you put this on a clip that just keeps on running, you could just watch this.
Well, normally I have music in the background, and it's very soothing and relaxing. And again, the morning time is kind of what I meditate, and I try to bring that relaxation, that meditation on film. And this relaxes me, and even for myself. You see the brewery on the left side?
Yes, I do.
And the Wyse Bridge there.
And I also see the MF, our Nellie Greens, and all the shipbuilding there.
Right.
You just said something that I don't think I ever really considered, is you're trying to bring the meditation to your photos. Mm-hmm. That's very interesting. Is that something that just sort of developed, or is that something that you consciously thought about when you did this? Or
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, I've always been into meditation, and as far as the morning photography, it's such a alone time for me, and I like it because I can really focus and concentrate and empty my mind of everything, and then I start getting into what I'm going to focus on. And it's all, to me, part of that meditation thing, you know. So it's one of the things that works for me. And, you know, it really makes the start of my day. And if I have a good session in the morning, the rest of my day goes great.
Well, that's so interesting. You're putting a different spin on it, and it's kind of like what I do when I get kind of overwhelmed with all the stuff I have to do, and I just go out and take pictures, and I find it extremely relaxing.
Yeah.
And even the process of looking for a photo or the drive looking for the photo is, I find, very, very relaxing. You know, I used to go out with a friend all the time, and unfortunately, he decided to die and leave me. So I know, you know, it was his fault, but it was very, very, very. It was a process that I tremendously enjoyed and really miss with him. But you're putting a different spin on what you're doing in the morning. I find that very interesting.
Yeah.
Is there any question that I haven't asked you that I should, because my director is going to tell me in a few minutes we don't have that much time left?
Okay. I think as far as the training, if anyone really wants to consider to learn to fly, please find a qualified person to do the training. Again, safety is paramount. That you really need to be trained properly, and safety is very big. And
It is. So you're saying you shouldn't just go into a hobby store or a local big box store, pick one up, and go out and fly. So
well, if you go into a hobby store, you can talk to the hobby owner and see if they offer training. You can certainly do this on your own. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, just because you would miss out on the finer details of like training and safety. And
so you can do this at a hobby store. Now, do you train people?
I can, and
So,
I do.
like, if I bought this drone for you, would you train me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
Would you train me? And if I got stuff wrong, you wouldn't like pull my hair out and yell at me?
Well, I might.
Oh, okay. So you could be patient.
I'm a very laid-back trainer.
I have that feeling you are. It's like, oh, Jan, what are you doing? Okay, fine. I wanted to ask you then, what is your contact information if someone wanted to get
Anyone
contact?
can reach me at www.charliedoane.com.
How do you spell your last name?
Doane.
So www.charliedoane.com.
Yes.
Were you going to say or?
Or charliedoane@hotmail.com.
Okay. And if people forget that, you can always contact me at jmdteach@comcast.net. Or if you forget that, you're not going to forget BCTV Studio. You can call the studio, they'll call me, and I'll call Charlie. We have a thing going on here, a three-way thing.
That will work.
So, Charlie, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. It
You were
was fun.
wonderful. I appreciated the images, and I now know why you were such a big hit at the Baca Festival this past summer.
It was fun. At the Baca, I had a blast. It was hotter than Hades, but boy, I tell you what, it was fun.
It was fun.
It was a great experience.
Yes, I
It
couldn't
was.
agree with you more.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
So.
thank you.